Alright, so I'm going to be showing you guys today how to take a VirtualBox archive in an OVA format that's pretty much based on x86 and run it on Apple Silicon. So I'm going to go through the things that we're going to be using today. For starters, I highly recommend just having it in general. Make sure you have Homebrew installed on your Mac. You can find the instructions to install that on brew.sh. And after you do so, just, you can use your standard terminal. I use iTerm2, whatever's, convenient for you. And you want to install QEMU. QEMU is a great emulation tool that's, backed by Apple Silicon and works amazing. So this is the command to install it. You can pretty much copy it to your clipboard and open up your terminal and type in the following command. I'm not going to type it in, obviously, because I have it installed. But once you have those installed, the last thing that we got to install is UTM. So UTM is going to be the emulation tool that we're going to be using to pretty much streamline this whole process and make it all possible. So once you have all those things downloaded, we're all good to go. Lastly, of course, in some cases, in an academic setting, most likely your professor or whoever is going to provide you with a VirtualBox archive that's probably going to be in an OVA format. In this case, here is one that we're working with. As you can see in our folder, so we downloaded that from our source. Most likely that's going to be from an academic source. In some cases, if they give you the URL to do so, what you can actually do is actually change directories into the following one. So I'm actually gonna do that right now and show you guys. So as you can see, that was the directory that had our OVA file, but if you want to download it by other means, you can just type in curl-o, and then pretty much the link goes here. You would paste that link, and it would download it into the directory for you. So different ways to download it, but just a little thing to let you guys know. So once we are in our directory here, the first command actually that we want to type in is we want to type in tar dash xvf, xvf, and we're going to type in the name of our file here. So that OVA file, you can copy it like so and just paste that. And what it's going to do, as you can see on the side, is it's going to generate a couple files for us to work with. Realistically, the only one that is of concern to us is this vmdk file. So we could pretty much delete all of these here because that's all we're going to need to work with right now. So we're going to type in the following command, and I will put all of this in the description. So we're going to type in qemu-img, and then we're going to type in convert dash uppercase O, and then qcal2. So once we type that in, we're going to copy that vmdk file, the name of it, here, and then we're going to paste it. Then we're going to copy it again, but we're going to change the end of this extension here to qcal2. That's pretty much it. We're just going to let that run in the background right now, and we're going to now open up UTM. So let me just open that up here. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're just going to hit create a new virtual machine. We're going to hit emulate, other, skip ISO boot, continue. Make sure that x86 underscore x64 is selected. Just leave these alone. Preferably you want to at least allocate 4 gigs of memory. So as you can see, we have it at 4096. And in this case, I do like to have my cores set at 4. If you have a MacBook Pro with an M2 or M3, this will handle it absolutely just fine. So assuming you're around maybe a computer, even a MacBook Air, M2 can do it quite well. Ask me how I know, but yeah, just put those in like so. And we're going to allocate some storage here. I'm just going to allocate 50 gigabytes. And we'll hit continue. And we can name this whatever. Let's just name it CS 2011, for example. And bam. So the first thing that we actually want to do is we want to go over some of our settings here. The first thing we'll do is go underneath the systems bar. And all we're going to do is just hit force multi-core. Very important that you have that enabled, or else you're just going to run into a ton of performance issues. So after that, we're going to go underneath the QEMU section and disable UEFI boot. You're just going to have a huge headache, so just disable that. And then we're going to enable this guy over here. And yeah, pretty much as far as that is concerned, the last thing we want to do, at least we'll do one more thing, but we want to actually set this up properly. So we're going to select our emulated display card underneath VMware-SVGA. Now there's different ones you can use, but in this case, this seems to work for me. And we're going to allocate some storage to our virtual graphics card. I'm just going to put 1024. It's pretty overkill, but it's not really going to use that much. And Apple Silicon scales are really great. So once that's good, we're going to go back in a Finder, and as you can see right here, it did generate our qcow2 file here. As you can see, it has a larger file size than our vmdk file. Another way to check that that's all done is just go back into your terminal, and as you can see, it gives us a blank cursor. So that means we're good to go with that. So we'll go back into UTM, and what you want to do is, this is very important, there's going to be an IDE drive here. Just right click on it and delete it, and just go from there. And we're just going to create a new one, but our interface is going to be NVMe. So just make sure to select that as so, and we're going to import and go underneath, Finder, and find that qcow2 file that we generated. So that's the one that we generated over here, and we're just going to hit open. And that's it. We're just going to hit save, let it do its thing. It's just going to load up all those settings accordingly, and set up our virtual machine or our emulator so we can run it. All right, so we're going to start our instance like so, and open that guy up over here. We're just going to put this in full screen and hit the enter key. All right, so we'll have this purple screen like so, meaning we're most likely in a good place. You're gonna see the display do some finicky things, and in particular, you're gonna have a mouse cursor with a black background, so we do have to fix this. So we're gonna install a display manager in this case. So we need to prompt it in a CLI or command line prompt. And in order to do that, all you had to do is just hit the function key, the control key, the option key together, and the F3 key. And if it doesn't pop up, just do it again, like so. We're going to type in the following username for our account. In this case, that has been provided to us. So we are going to type it in. And just keep in mind, it may just get blank out on you, so just make sure to type in that key combination as mentioned. And we're going to type in the following commands. So sudo apt-get update, and we're going to type in our password again. So just give that a moment here. Again, if it goes blank on you, just type in that key combination. I'll put it on the screen for you guys. As you can see, it's my new favorite key combination to put in. So just give that a moment. All right. right, so once that is complete, as you can see, we ran that update command. We want to type in sudo apt-get install lightdm, and we're going to install lightdm. Just type in uppercase yes when given a prompt, like so. All right, so you're going to be given like a little GUI here. Just hit the enter key and hit the arrow down and just select lightdm. All right, so afterwards we're going to install Spice. Spice is going to be something that we are going to use to make this all work with our UTM. So we're going to type in sudo apt install. Now this is optional, but Spice is nice to have. In some cases it may install, in some cases it may not. So just type in the following command as so. All right, so after we've installed Spice, another thing we are going to install is tasksel or tasksel or whatever. So that command is going to go as following: sudo apt install tasksel. And we're just gonna respond with yes. So one thing we will also do before completely installing the ubuntu-desktop package is we are going to type in the following. So sudo nano /etc default and then grub. And what we want to do is we want to go underneath the grub underscore cmd line underscore Linux, and we are going to type in the following. Like so. And then hit Control X, hit Y, hit enter, and we've made some changes over there. And then after that, we'll just type in sudo update grub. Lastly, one of the last commands that we are going to be running is sudo tasksel install ubuntu-desktop. Oops. So this process may take some time. So you're going to be given this loading screen like so, and it may take upwards to 10 to 15 minutes. But after that, we're going to reboot it. We're going to reboot it and launch into our virtual machine. So I'll be back when that's complete. All right, so once that is complete, we are just going to type in the following command, sudo reboot, and let it do a reboot. There may be a chance that we might have to close out the entire instance of this virtual machine or emulator, but we will see. So just ignore all those. All right, so as you can see, we actually have our login screen all scaled up. We're going to type in our password as followed, or whatever's provided to you. So just give that a few seconds or a minute. You're going to see your mouse cursor here. All right, so as you can see, We have a full desktop to work with. We can change our resolution by just right-clicking and clicking display settings. And we are going to select 1920 by 1200. That's ideal for my 14-inch MacBook Pro. At least I think it is. And we're just going to hit keep changes. We got half of that window taking up my space. All right, there we go. All right, but as you can see, we have our tools. We've been able to load it successfully. It's not the snappiest thing in the world. You can try, you know, allocating more RAM and whatnot, but it definitely gets the job done. And you're able to run tools like GDB and whatnot if you're using it in an academic setting. Nah, we don't want to upgrade. But hopefully this was helpful to anyone that really wants to take advantage of doing something similar and point you in the right direction or gives you the right guidance. So yeah, thank you for watching.